My beloved, you've cried over the same thing too long, and now I'm bringing the shift. You've questioned if you're the problem. You've replayed the past again and again. But I'm interrupting that loop with truth. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. I'm cutting the chains of that cycle today. You will not spend the next year like the last. This is a crossing over moment, turning point, divine interruption. Watch me move fast. Watch me clear what held you down. This is not punishment. This is promotion. You're walking out of weeping and into wonders. I have seen the weight you've carried in secret, the heaviness you couldn't explain to others, the questions that haunted you when the room was quiet and you were left alone with your thoughts. You fought silent battles that no one celebrated you for winning. You've smiled in public but felt like you were breaking apart in private. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing. Though you've convinced yourself at times that you were too weak to survive what came against you. I want you to know, my beloved, that the tears you've shed were not wasted. They were counted, gathered, and stored in my hands like precious drops of oil. Every moment you thought I was absent, I was closer than your next breath, listening to the cry beneath your words, feeling the ache you didn't know how to voice. You've mistaken the silence for neglect, but my stillness was the seedbed for something greater. The seasons where nothing seemed to grow were not barren. They were deepening your roots. This shift I'm bringing is not a random change. It is the result of prayers you whispered when you thought no one could hear. It's the answer to the groans of your spirit when you didn't even have words to shape the prayer. I've been aligning things you couldn't see, moving obstacles that were miles ahead of you, so that when the time came, your path would be clear. You've been asking for deliverance, but I'm giving you something even greater. Transformation. The cycle that kept you running in circles is being broken. No longer will you wake up with the weight of yesterday's failures pressing on your chest. No longer will you be haunted by the same voices that told you nothing will ever change. The voice of defeat is being silenced, and in its place I'm releasing a sound of victory into your spirit. You will feel it rising in you like fire, an unshakable knowing that the night season is over and the dawn has come. You thought the delay meant denial, but it was preparation. I had to strengthen you for the weight of what's coming. If I had opened the doors too soon, the blessing would have crushed you. But now the strength you gained in the waiting will carry you into rooms you once only dreamed of. You will not be timid when the opportunity comes. You will step into it with the confidence of one who knows they belong there. I am bringing acceleration where there was stagnation. What felt stuck will suddenly move. What was held back will be released. The doors that were bolted shut will open with ease, because I myself will unlock them. And when I open a door, no man, no enemy, no lie can close it. This is why you've been feeling that restless stirring inside. It's me, awakening your spirit for movement. You are not being abandoned in the place you've been. You are being summoned forward. The patterns of your past do not get to dictate the patterns of your future. You are not doomed to repeat the same heartbreaks, the same disappointments, the same cycles of almost and never. This shift is a severing, a holy cut from what drained you. I am pulling you out of old agreements, breaking off the labels others placed on you, stripping away the shame you carried like a second skin. And when I am finished, you will not even recognize yourself, for you will see what I've always seen in you, chosen, radiant, and unstoppable. You've been living as though the pain was permanent, but I tell you, it is not. The season that felt endless is now numbered. Every trial, every disappointment, every lonely night is now bending toward my purpose. You will see why it took so long. You will see why I didn't answer when you thought I should. You will see that I wasn't just preparing the blessing. I was preparing you for the blessing. This is not just the end of a hard chapter. It is the beginning of a story you didn't even know I was writing. I am not simply restoring what was lost, I am multiplying it. You will not just recover, you will overflow. Where you once mourned, you will now marvel. Where you once feared, you will now flourish. And this, beloved, is only the beginning of the shift I am bringing. Beloved, this shift is not arriving timidly. It is coming like a sudden sunrise after the longest night. It will not creep in quietly. It will burst forth with such clarity that you will look around and wonder how everything changed so quickly. One day you will awaken and realize that the heaviness that clung to you like a shadow is gone. The thoughts that once swirled endlessly, draining your peace, will no longer have a grip on your mind. You will walk lighter, not because your circumstances instantly changed, but because you changed. I have been reshaping your inner world so that when the outer world shifts, you will be able to stand steady in the winds of change. You've been trained in storms, and now you will walk in calm waters without fearing the next wave. This is the difference between those who are merely blessed and those who are transformed. Blessings can come and go, but transformation changes the way you live forever. The old patterns of striving, of trying to earn what I have already freely given, are ending. You have been running in a race that I never set for you, measuring your worth by the approval of those who could never truly see your heart. I am removing the mirrors that distorted your reflection. From this moment, you will see yourself through the mirror of my word, where I have called you chosen, royal, and loved. The lies that called you unworthy are being uprooted. They will not grow back, for I am replacing them with truth so deep it cannot be shaken. And as this truth settles in, doors will open. Not just physical opportunities, but spiritual openings that release clarity where there was confusion, courage where there was hesitation, and joy where there was mourning. You will find yourself laughing in places where you used to weep. The same roads that once felt heavy will now feel light under your feet, because you will no longer carry the burden of proving yourself. My beloved, you've been in survival mode for too long, guarding your heart because of past wounds, expecting disappointment before joy could fully bloom. But I am teaching you to hope again, not the fragile hope that fears being crushed, but the unshakable hope that is rooted in my faithfulness. You will not tiptoe into this next season. You will stride into it with the certainty that I am the one who called you here. Every seed of faith you planted in tears will spring up in this season. You may have forgotten some of the prayers you prayed, but I have not. Dreams you buried because they seemed too far out of reach. I have kept them alive beneath the surface. And now, in the perfect time, I will cause them to rise. Not because you earned it, not because you pushed hard enough, but because I have chosen this moment to breathe on them. There is a rhythm to my movements, and right now, I am accelerating the pace. Things that have been delayed for years will suddenly align. People you thought you lost forever will return, not to pull you back into old pain, but to witness the glory I am revealing in your life. The places where you once felt rejection will now become the very platforms where my favor is displayed. I am teaching you to recognize the sound of my footsteps, so that when I move, you can move with me. This is why you have felt a stirring that you can't explain, a restlessness that made the old comfortable places feel like they no longer fit. It's because you've outgrown them. You are not meant to shrink yourself to fit into rooms I've called you out of. The places where you once felt safe may now feel restrictive, and that is by design, so you will not stay where you were never meant to remain. Beloved, there will be moments in this shift where you will be tempted to look back, to compare the unknown ahead with the familiar behind. But I tell you, do not look back. The past is not your anchor. It is your launching pad. What is ahead will demand your full attention, your whole heart, and your readiness to move when I say move. And you will see piece by piece how every delay, every disappointment, every detour was leading here, to this precise moment where heaven's timing meets your obedience. The enemy wanted you to give up before you reached this place, but every attack only became another reason for me to prove my faithfulness. You have survived the worst, and now you will thrive in the best. This shift is not fragile, it is fortified. It will not be stolen, for I myself have sealed it. And the glory that comes from this will not fade quickly. It will be the beginning of a sustained season of abundance, peace, and deep joy. And even now I am not done speaking. For there is more I must tell you about what is coming next. Beloved, lean in, because what I am about to reveal will explain why the warfare felt so intense in recent seasons. The resistance you faced was never just about where you were. It was about where you were going. The enemy saw the signs of your coming shift long before you did, and he fought to keep you distracted, tired, and doubting, so that you wouldn't have the strength to step into this moment. But he underestimated you. He underestimated what I placed within you. Every setback became a secret training ground. Every unanswered question became a test of endurance. Every tear you thought was weakness became proof of your perseverance. And now, beloved, I am flipping the script. The very areas where you were once wounded will become the places from which you minister healing to others. The very battles that nearly broke you will become the testimonies that bring others out of their own darkness. I am not merely lifting you out of a pit. I am setting your feet on a platform. This is why I could not allow you to escape the process early. I was not punishing you. I was positioning you. Had you skipped the breaking, you would have missed the building. Had you avoided the pain, you would not have gained the authority you now carry. This is why I say again, this is not punishment. This is promotion. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit right now? That sense that something is already shifting even as you hear these words? That is my spirit moving inside you, breaking off the heaviness, opening your vision and calling you forward. It is the sound of the chains falling, not just from your hands, but from your mind. Because once the mind is free, no cage can hold you. You will notice in the coming days that the same situations that once triggered anxiety will no longer control you. Conversations that once drained you will no longer have the same pull. Even the temptation to replay old memories will lose its power, because I am rewiring your focus. Your eyes will no longer linger on what went wrong. They will be fixed on what is unfolding now. And here is what I am unfolding. A season of divine connections. You will meet people who feel like answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. Doors will open that lead to opportunities you couldn't have orchestrated. Even your steps will feel guided with an ease you've never known before, because I am removing the friction that kept you stuck. Beloved, you've walked through seasons where you felt invisible, like no one truly saw the weight you carried. But I have been watching closely, marking every sacrifice, every act of obedience, every moment you chose faith when fear was screaming at you. Those choices were not small, they were seeds. And now the harvest is coming, not in trickles, but in waves. This will not be a season you tiptoe into. It will feel like the moment a dam breaks. Things will accelerate, blessings will multiply, and doors will open faster than you can keep count. And with each step forward, you will realize, this was always my plan. I never left you stranded. I was guiding you toward the appointed time. You will notice my fingerprints on moments you once thought were accidents. You will see how I used delays to protect you, how I used closed doors to reroute you to better ones. The puzzle pieces that never seemed to fit will suddenly make sense, and you will wonder why you ever doubted. But even now, I must prepare you for this truth. With greater promotion comes greater stretching. I will place you in rooms that will demand a new level of faith, a deeper dependence on me. I am not giving you this shift so you can coast. I am giving it so you can carry more of my glory into the places I send you. And as you move, you will notice that my presence goes ahead of you, making crooked paths straight and leveling mountains that once looked immovable. Beloved, don't shrink back. Don't question whether you are ready. I would not be calling you into this if I had not already equipped you for it. Everything you've endured, every hidden lesson, every private battle, it has been shaping you for this exact moment. And I have only begun to show you the magnitude of what I'm about to do. Beloved, understand this. What is about to unfold will not be subtle. It will be unmistakable. Even those who doubted you, even those who dismissed you, will have to acknowledge that my hand has moved in your life. They will see the suddenness of the change and not be able to explain it. Because this shift is not born from human effort, It is born from my decree. When I say a thing will happen, no force in heaven or on earth can stop it. I have been setting the stage quietly, moving pieces behind the curtain, while you wondered if anything was happening at all. Like a seed hidden beneath the soil, your breakthrough has been developing out of sight. But now the sprouting will be visible to all, and once it begins, it will not stop. It will grow, multiply, and bear fruit faster than the seasons that preceded it. The shame you've carried is being dismantled. You will no longer bow under the weight of what happened before. I am clothing you in a new garment, one of honor, favor, and restoration. When you walk into this next phase, you will not walk with your head lowered. You will walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are deeply loved and divinely backed. Beloved, you have been through seasons where you had to defend your worth, prove your value, and fight to be believed. But in this shift, you will not have to prove yourself. Your life will be the proof. The fruit of what I am doing in you will speak louder than explanations. Your peace will be a testimony. Your joy will be a declaration. Your restoration will be undeniable. The enemy worked hard to convince you that you were forgotten, that the promise over your life had expired. But I tell you, not only is my promise still alive, it is unfolding right now. And the timing is perfect because now you can carry it with the maturity, wisdom, and faith that only the waiting could have produced in you. You will begin to feel the heaviness lift in layers. It will be like walking out of a dark room into the sunlight. You may blink at first, but soon you will adjust to the brightness. And in that light, you will see things clearly that were once hidden. You will recognize my fingerprints on the places where you thought I was absent. You will realize I was never withholding from you. I was preparing you to receive without losing what I give. This is why I urge you now. Do not cling to the old patterns, the old coping mechanisms, the old fears. They have no place where you are going. You cannot carry yesterday's chains into tomorrow's freedom. Lay them down, for I am giving you something far greater in their place. Peace that surpasses understanding, joy that flows without reason, and favor that will surprise you. There will be moments in the coming days when you will pause and realize you are no longer afraid of the things that once paralyzed you. You will see yourself doing what you once thought impossible, stepping into opportunities, speaking with boldness, embracing love without fear of loss. That, beloved, is the evidence of my spirit working within you. And I tell you, this is not just for you. The shift I am bringing will ripple outward. Those around you will be drawn to the change they see in you. They will ask how you found the strength to keep going, and you will point them to me. Your story will be a doorway for others to believe again. But this is only the surface of what I am doing. There is still more. More unveiling, more acceleration, more transformation. The pages ahead are already written, and they are filled with wonders you cannot yet imagine. And even now, I am drawing you further into this promise, for the next part will reveal the depths of what I am about to release. Beloved, I need you to understand that this shift is not fragile. It is fortified by my word, anchored in eternity, and sealed by my spirit. It cannot be undone by circumstance. It cannot be stolen by the enemy, and it will not wither under pressure. What I am placing in your hands is not temporary relief. It is the beginning of a sustained movement in your life, one that will reshape the way you walk, think, and see yourself. You have been faithful in the small places, even when they felt hidden and unrewarded. You obeyed when you didn't see the outcome. You sowed when you didn't know if the ground was ready. You kept walking when you could have sat down and given up. Heaven has seen it all, and nothing you've done in obedience has been wasted. The harvest you are stepping into now is directly tied to the perseverance you showed when no one else was watching. And yet, beloved, this shift is not just a reward. It is a calling. I am not only moving you into a place of blessing, I am positioning you to carry responsibility, influence, and authority in ways you have not before. Your grip. This is why the process has been so stretching, why I have taken you through seasons that felt like breaking. The greater the call, the deeper the preparation. You will notice that in this new season, There is no room for the old fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood. They will no longer have power to dictate your steps. You will hear those voices try to whisper, but they will sound faint compared to the sound of my voice speaking purpose into your spirit. You will move with a confidence not born from self-assurance, but from knowing that I go before you. Beloved, the same hands that held you in your darkest nights are the hands that are now ushering you into light. You will not have to knock on doors with desperation. Doors will swing open before you because they were prepared for you before you even knew they existed. And when you walk through them, you will know, this is not coincidence, this is covenant. I am bringing clarity where confusion once clouded your vision. The questions you've carried, the uncertainty that has weighed on you, will begin to unravel. I will give you wisdom in moments where you once felt stuck, and strategies will form in your mind like streams flowing in a desert. Ideas will come that you could not have thought of on your own, because they are born from my spirit within you. You will also begin to see relationships shift. Some connections will fall away, not as punishment, but as protection. I am removing the voices that feed your doubt and surrounding you with those who will speak life into you. And for those who have been faithfully by your side, I will strengthen those bonds, making them even more life-giving and aligned with your purpose. The days ahead will not be without challenges, but the difference is that you will face them from a place of strength, not survival. You will no longer be reactive to every storm. You will be anchored so deeply in me that the waves can only splash against you without moving you. This is the stability I have been building in you all along. Beloved, the very ground beneath your feet is changing. What once felt unstable will now feel secure. Where you once felt like a stranger, you will feel at home. And as you take each step forward, you will sense my presence surrounding you, guiding, guarding, and going before you. This is not just a season of change, it is a season of becoming. And yet, even with all I've said, there is more I am about to unfold. Layers of this shift that will take you deeper into understanding my heart for you. I am not finished revealing what is ahead. Beloved, hear me. This is more than a turning of a page. This is the opening of an entirely new book in your story. The seasons behind you will not be erased, but they will be redefined. What once carried the sting of loss will become the proof of my restoration. The moments that felt like endings will be revealed as beginnings in disguise. I am teaching you to see differently now. In the past, you measured progress by visible results, by what you could hold, count, or show to others. But this shift will begin first in the unseen. You will notice your perspective changing before your circumstances do. Hope will rise before the answer appears. Peace will settle before the problem is resolved. That is because I am establishing you on a foundation that does not depend on fluctuating conditions. It rests entirely on me. Beloved, the chains that have been wrapped around your mind are breaking even now. You will feel a freedom in your thoughts, a lightness in your spirit, and a steadiness in your heart that you cannot explain. This is not just emotional relief, it is spiritual liberation. I am untying you from lies you didn't even realize had taken root. Lies that whispered you were unworthy, unseen, or too far gone. I am replacing them with truth so strong it will become your reflex to believe me above all else. And as this happens within, it will begin to shape what happens around you. Doors will appear where you saw only walls. Paths will open where the ground once felt closed. People will notice the change, not because you announce it, but because the atmosphere around you will testify of it. You will carry peace into chaos, light into darkness, and faith into hopeless places. The enemy tried to make you believe that the waiting was wasted. He tried to convince you that time was slipping away, that you had missed your moment. But I tell you now, the time is perfect, not a second late, not a moment early. Every delay was working in your favor. Every no you faced was a divine redirection to a better yes. You will begin to see the wisdom of my timing. You will realize that had I moved earlier, certain pieces would not have been ready. People you needed to meet were still being positioned. Doors you needed open were still being built. Even the strength you now carry was being formed in the waiting. I have been aligning heaven's clock with the pace of your obedience, and now the two are meeting in perfect rhythm. Beloved, as you step into this shift, I will ask you to trust me in new ways. There will be moments when I lead you into unfamiliar territory, places where your natural understanding will not have the map. But do not fear, your feet will find the path as you move forward. I am your guide, and I will not lead you into places I have not already prepared for you. I will surround you with signs of my nearness, subtle confirmations, timely words, unexpected provision. These will be reminders that I am not sending you ahead alone. I am walking with you. Every step you take will be covered by my presence, and every decision made in alignment with me will carry the weight of my favor. And beloved, this favor will not be quiet. It will speak for you in rooms where your name is mentioned. It will open opportunities that are beyond your qualifications. It will defend you when you are not there to defend yourself. This is the kind of favor that comes not from striving, but from being aligned with my will. What is coming will not only change your life, it will change the lives of those connected to you. The shift I am bringing will spill over, touching your family, your friendships, your work, and even strangers who encounter you. You will become a carrier of transformation, and everywhere you go, the atmosphere will change because I go with you. And beloved, we are still only at the threshold. There is more I must reveal about what lies beyond this crossing over moment. Beloved, what lies beyond this threshold is not a gradual fade in, it is a sudden dawn. The darkness that lingered will be chased away in an instant, and what seemed impossible yesterday will become reality today. The shift you are entering is not a trickle of change. It is a flood of my goodness, a wave that will overtake you and carry you further than your own strength could ever have brought you. You will notice that opportunities begin to arrive in clusters, not in isolation. Like rain after a long drought, they will pour in. Opportunities to grow, to speak, to create, to step into rooms you once thought were out of reach. And in that moment, you will realize that I have been expanding your capacity all along so you could sustain the weight of this abundance. Beloved, I am not just restoring what was lost, I am multiplying it. For every year you thought was stolen, I am adding years of fruitfulness. For every tear you shed in private, I am giving public joy. For every battle you fought in silence, I am giving visible victory. This is not a one-for-one exchange. This is an overflowing return. And I tell you, the acceleration will be startling. Things that once took months will take days. Conversations will lead to open doors in a matter of hours. What you thought you would have to chase will come running toward you. And when this happens, do not doubt it. Embrace it.